Hello. Hello. Okay, so welcome to this complete edition of the guide on how to upload your paper. Of course, before this point, you're expected to have uploaded the abstract. The abstract upload was mandatory before the conference, and so now you want to upload the remaining part of the paper. You have to log in, enter your login credentials. I'm going to do just mine, and there is what we refer to as paper ID. The paper ID is unique to every paper that is worked on this Abreap platform. So I have uploaded 3 fictitious abstracts. Of course, you can see that these are no project topics. They are just uploaded for sample purposes. So please, emphasis should be laid on the procedure and not the content. So like I said, you want to upload your publication. Now you must have uploaded an abstract before. If you've not, then you come to upload abstract. You can see enter your title here, the author and the institution of the author. If you have another author, then you enter the author, also the institution of the author. This already has been imputed for you. It cannot be edited. It's just talking about the uploader. Then you enter your abstract here, which has a maximum of 204 words, a grace of extra 4 words, and then you list your keywords here, after which you click on upload. But of course, you're expected to have uploaded your abstract before now, and then this procedure is only for those that their abstracts have been vetted, their papers have been vetted, and then they are expected to upload. So this is how you go about the upload. You retrieve your paper ID from here by clicking on any of those abstracts. Of course, if you've uploaded your abstract, you see it here. So preview your abstract, your project topic. Say for instance, I want to upload the publication for this. Now once I click on that, it gives me this page. I have a unique paper ID, which is this list of digits. Please, you have to ensure that when you select this, you don't select the paper ID with it. Then you come back to this platform, click on upload publication. Just here, paste that paper ID just to be sure that you've entered the right thing. Make sure there's no space after 4 and no space before 7. Yours will not be this exact series of number. Make sure that there is no space before the first digit and there's no space after the last digit. And once you've done that, you just click on this field here, and automatically it retrieves both your title and abstract as it has done here for me. If it doesn't do that, that means that there's something wrong. It's either you've entered the wrong paper ID or there's something wrong with your abstract upload. And then yours might not appear or display as fast as mine, depending on your internet speed, but definitely you will see a particular description giving you the status of the web platform, giving you something like loading and things like that. So definitely after a few seconds, the title should appear, the abstract should appear. Now the next part is this, very straightforward. There are subsections, there are major sections in the project, which is introduction, methodology, results, discussion, conclusion, recommendation, and references. However, these might differ from project to project. Now, your own introduction might have just introduction, no subsection. In that case, you ensure that you put 1. However, if your introduction has subsections, say 2 subsections or 3 subsections, if it were 2 subsections, you enter 2. If it were 3, you enter 3. If it were 4, you enter 4. I'm going to, with this hypothetical data I'm trying to enter now, paper I'm trying to process now, I'm going to say I have 2 subsections under my introduction. Say under my methodology I have 3 subsections, and my result I have just result. I don't have a subsection, so I leave it at 1. Discussion, I don't have a subsection, I leave it at 1. Of course, all this has been entered, and then you have no exclusive authorization to change the number of conclusion, which has been fixed to 1. Also recommendation and references. Now of course, your references, this 1 is not referring to your list of references, it's just referring to that you have 1 reference section. So where your business lies is you can determine the number of subsections you have under your discussion. You can determine the number of subsections you have under your results, methodology, and introduction. I think that is well understood. So I click on continue, and then once I do that, I have something that gets me closer to the end. You can see that my introduction has 2 subsections, my methodology has 3 subsections, and others 1 as defined. Say for instance my introduction has this particular heading, and the 1.2 has, say for instance, 2 or something like that, and then the content has this. Pardon, you're gonna excuse the fact that I'm using Latin. So I specified 3 subsections under methodology. That's why I have 2.1, 2.2, 2.3. I think you understand that. So I'm also trying to cook up a kind of title here. I'm going to distinguish this. Okay, I'm going to also try to create some kind of text. It doesn't have to be anything fantastic, relevant, or it's just to show you the procedure of this whole thing. That's the purpose of this. Okay, so I've come up with this jargon just to show the procedure. Now there's something I want to tell you. There is this code you have to take note of, which is the diamond bracket. We also call it angular bracket, and BR in between and the /. This is what I'm talking about. Anytime you want to make your content or part of content move to a new line. For instance, say I have three references. I beg your pardon. 1, 2, and say 3. Now 1, 2, 3. Now the system does not recognize that this is on a line, or machine does not understand that this is on a line. Now, however, the way you make machine understand is by using certain codes, and then the code here will be BR. So BR is used to denote a new line. So what it means is this: it's going to tell and force the text processor to move this to a new line and also move this to a new line. So when the system stumbles on this while the parser is reading through and it stumbles this code, which is not just an ordinary text, then it signifies that it should move to the next line. So it's not the white space that makes it to move to the next line. So here I have 1, I have 2, I have 3. Now it's going to be listed because I have separated those numbers with BR. So anytime you want to make your text move to the next new line, you use BR. It's also useful when I want to create paragraph. Say for instance 1.1, I want to create this, I want it to be another paragraph. Now I could do this, but once again the machine does not read white space. We refer to all these spaces as white spaces. So the machine does not read white spaces. So what we need to do is just to put BR. I'm going to zoom in on it so you can see twice. So when you use 2BR, you are implying that you want to create a new paragraph. So the new paragraph is going to start here. Let me also try something like that here too. Once I paste the BR, you see the less than sign BR / greater than sign less than sign BR. So you use this. This is one, this is another, and using the two together signifies a new paragraph. Please don't forget that. So anywhere you have a new paragraph within the content, you ensure that you separate them. Don't just do this. You are likely reflexly to do this. Okay, it's now the system that is reading, not human. So you just want to specify that by putting this bracket. So another thing you want to do is that you have graphs, you have figures, you have tables. You're wondering, how do tables, figures, paragraphs, how do they come into this? Now this is how they come into it. There's also another code very similar to the BR, which we use to indicate points where you want to place tables and figures and images. So if I want to place a table here, I will just enter table here. Then I'll use the greater than sign twice, not once. Table here, then this sign. Now don't think it's going to alter your content. It won't. It's just for system identification of figure table placement. So if you want to put image here, for instance, image here, and then you put the 2 sign, and then that means that it's going to be a table after the initial, and after the libero there's going to be an image. Okay, let me add image somewhere else. Let me say I want to add image here. Don't forget image here, all in lower casing, then the greater than sign twice. That denotes that you are creating this place, you are reserving this spot for image. Okay, now how do we work with our tables? How do we get table? Now just make sure that whatever you want to do, you paste your table data in Excel, and exactly the way it's going to be displayed is the same way you place it here. So this is a fictitious data which I want to use as an example. So once you have this, you ensure the next point is that you save it, not just any format, you save it as CSV. Please note that there are different CSVs here, but the one you are expected to use is CSV, delimited. Okay, delimited CSV, not MS-DOS, not Macintosh, not no other one. CSV, delimited. So once you check that, I'm going to save my table as variable table. Okay, I'm typing something else. You want to type something readable. So variable table. So you save as CSV delimited, delimited. The meaning of CSV, the full meaning of CSV is comma separated value. Okay, so you click on save. I've noted where I've saved mine under my own document. So I save. I click yes. I want you to keep this format. Yes. So once I'm through with this, good for me. And then sometimes you have projects, and in these projects you have the image that you want to insert, and you're wondering, how do I insert images? Okay, you're going to try to open your project. Okay, and when you open your project, you are going to have images somewhere where you also want to place there. You're wondering, how do I place my image into this that we see now? Okay, this is how you go about it. This is a sample project, for instance, and say I want to put this diagram which cannot be drawn since it's only text that I can paste. So how do you do that? There's a particular application in your system. We call it the sniping tool. SNIPPING-TOOL, sniping tool. So all you need to do is to click on your start button, type sniping. As long as you're using Windows 7 and above, you're definitely going to have this tool there. It's one of these tools, that applications that are installed, and they come with the installation of your operating system, so you don't have to exclusively install them. Sniping tool, especially if you are using a very good version like Windows 7 Professional or Windows 7 Ultimate, you're definitely going to have this tool. So you use this tool you have the tool, you click on new, you highlight the part, and you see that it's going to kind of fade the background, and then it highlights the parts that you have selected. So once you have that, it cuts that part out as image. That is the easiest way to be able to get our images out. Then we're going to save this image. I'm just going to say figure 1. That's what I will name it. Of course, you can save it as PNG or JPEG, but I will suggest that you save it as PNG. Of course, you have other formats here, but try to leave it at the default portable network graphic PNG. I'm going to save. I've noted I saved mine under pictures. Okay, so once you've done that, don't forget that you've already highlighted the parts that you want to insert image. You want to insert your table at this point, you want to insert image at this point. Okay, so the next thing, you want to insert another image at this point. So I have 2 images and 1 table. So, and I've also formatted, well, it's a very simple formatting, however it's still formatting. I formatted my reference. I've added this break to signify that I want this to start on a new line. This says I want this to start on a new line. This says, well, this is not really relevant, or it's not useful because I don't have a 4th reference. So I click on preview, and once I do that, you can see already it has started to do some really nice things for me. It has put my title, it has given it the index or the numbering 1.1, 1.2, 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, and at this point where I've said I want my table here, I can then upload my table. Okay, I've saved my table. I saved it. I'm trying to recall the name I use now. It's funny that I've forgotten. Yes, variable table. So I select variable table. Don't forget I saved it as saved it as a CSV file. So I highlight that. Then I also select on the image. I think I use picture. Yeah, this is my image. Yes, I used figure 1. So I saved that. Okay, I created 2 image spots. So let me just try to look for another image that I think might be useful. Okay, say for instance I want this. For instance, I'm going to highlight this, and then you can see the way my reference appears. It's appearing neatly because I used my BR to separate them. Okay, so once you've done that, you can see the name of the files here. They've been well attached. Then you click on upload. It's ask you, do you want to upload? You say yes, you want to upload. Then it's going to bring up the preview page, which will show you how your own publication will look. You can see that neatly here. It gives me my table. Neatly here, it gives me my image. Neatly here, it gives me my second image, and at exactly the point where I want it. This is the very easy way for you to upload your publication. It sounds very long, but it's a procedure that is very important so that we can easily mine the data. We can easily apply advanced filtering techniques to ensure that these publications are much more useful than just reading them. We can filter off certain data, certain parameters, certain research terms, from them. And for us to be able to do that, we have to go the computer way. We could have just uploaded Microsoft Word, but that won't be very easy to analyze. It won't be. But trust me, this is much more easier to analyze. So if you have any question or you encountered any issues because you perhaps didn't understand a part where you violated something somewhere, you just let the admin know via the Telegram or via the WhatsApp. Thank you for thoroughly seeing this through to this point. Cheers.